I just remember the cartoon.
Yeah. I feel like he was just so soft. He was always in love with that hot girl and always crying for her.
If you need to pull your cord, you can pull your cord. Like a little bit, see how...
What?
Just...
Pull the cord.
If you need to.
Yeah, he was in love too much with the hot girl and I was crying for her. I'm like, man, can you stop
in the movie?
In the TV series, I'm like, can you stop crying for the girl all the time, man? Come on, John, focus on the mission.
All right. Come on, John, focus on the mission.
Yeah, like be a cold-blooded guy like Batman. You know, Batman, you don't play with him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was going to try to start the intro, but that was actually really funny. Welcome to the can opener.
Yeah.
How's it going?
All right.
This is episode 42.
Dang.
We'll be back on that new season. This is third in a row in a few days, so shout out to my homies. I hope you don't get sick of my voice, and we're going to try to market this podcast to, get it out to some other people, and, if you'd share, and I know all of you have, you know what I mean? I got homies who little cousins are listening right now.
Really?
Yeah, I appreciate it. I think about them all the time.
Blessings on blessing on blessing on blessings.
100%. And
shout out to everybody supporting,
Yo, the old people, they're hopeless.
What do you mean?
It's the young people that you have an ability to impact. That's my thought anyway.
Yeah, definitely. It's hard to change an old person's way of thinking.
It's hard, bro. It takes a lot of energy. But with younger people, I feel like you can either start a cult, you can sell merch like Logan Paul or Jake Paul or whoever does it, or you can, I feel like, hopefully help them grow. If you're honest with yourself.
By the way, did you clap?
Yeah, I clapped.
Okay, good.
I got it.
Just
good call. Yeah, no, and now we actually got the video going. I didn't even flip the screen around, bro.
Do you like my
I'm gonna
do you like my beige looking peach looking sweater? It's not mine, it's Wolf's actually. Shout out to Wolf and Kevin, you know what I mean? We left a couple clothes there,
Wolf and Kevin.
Oh, easy. Look at that. There we go.
We got the camera, so we're gonna have some highlights. We're gonna have some news coming out, hopefully. But I really want to play.
Can opener.
I really want to play this Spider-Man intro. Do you remember watching Spider-Man? Like, I used to wake up at 6 a.m.
Oh yeah.
And watch like the.
I don't know. I please, if it's the Spider-Man that I think it is.
It's like the classic.
Oh, okay. No, I was talking about the 2001.
Yeah, it's the 1960. It's 19. Oh no, I screwed up the audio here.
Oh gosh.
We're gonna have to pause, dude.
Oh, let me do you a cipher on the way.
I'm probably gonna cut this out, to be honest with you.
Yo, you gonna cut my cipher out?
Yeah, probably.
Yo, you whack, man.
Wait, here, I got it. Let's see.
You got it?
I'm a big idiot. Yeah.
Let me see.
Ow!
Oh, easy.
Whoa. Okay, let's relax. Here, are we back at it? Okay, we're still recording. We're still good to go. Okay, Spider-Man, let's hit it.
Spider-Man does whatever a spider can. Spins a web any size, catches thieves just like flies. Look out, here comes the Spider-Man.
Shit's hard, dude.
Is he strong?
I used to wake up at 6 a.m. and listen or watch this shit. My mom wouldn't let me watch. What's it? Who are the fucking, like, the half robot, the people with the suits? Power Rangers.
I used to love Power Rangers.
Yo, me too.
My mom wouldn't let me too.
Me neither.
She said it was violent and it.
You know what, 40? Our moms loved us. That is 100% true.
She was like, "No power. What Power Rangers?
Respect."
I'm like, hell no.
I still watched it. I got up early, bro. I was committed.
Oh man.
I used to like game before school and shit too.
I wasn't allowed to game before school. You put the Spider-Man intro, the 2000 animated version. It's dope.
See, I'm not a big Marvel guy. I know a lot. I know so many people are.
Put like Spider-Man you trust me, you're gonna like the intro. It's dope.
Like I love the classic Spider-Mans, of course. Like the who is the actor?
But the animated intro.
2001.
Yeah, team. Yeah, go ahead.
Who was?
No. That's not. That's. Put the go scroll down actually. Scroll down. I think I might. No, never mind. Put the animated intro.
You might be leading us down a rabbit hole here. This one.
Oh, there's the second one.
Second one.
Yeah.
This looks ridiculous. Is this it?
Yeah.
Oh, this is so weird, man. I've never seen this.
Well, this is the episode. I was trying to see the intro. The intro is dope. I swear, Ivan, the intro is dope. If you put Spider-Man, the new animated series intro,
Yeah.
the greatest intro ever. Like I remember this, like listening to it, and I was like, man, I can't wait to grow up. Trust me, if you play, you understand
I
why.
can't wait to.
Yeah, I was like, I can't wait to grow up and be able to date. Because I was like, I'm not gonna.
Wait, from watching this Spider-Man?
No, the theme song, and I was like, I date and be allowed to go to like clubs and stuff. I know that's a stupid idea of me thinking like that, but
It's absolutely.
no. But if you put the intro,
hilarious.
if you just copy and paste
Hold on,
this.
I gotta start recording this screen so we can have this content.
Oh wow.
So we can steal people's content and try to make our content better by stealing other people's content.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's how the YouTube game works. I promise you, dude. I got this shit down on lock.
People are gonna be like, "Fuck ever, Stolpmann."
Yeah, I've been thinking about this shit. It's all about clickbait and stealing other people's content. Okay, well that was pretty. It's pretty whack, dude. I don't care about that.
The intro was gonna be dope. But
Yeah. So, how's your day?
my day.
Yeah. What did you learn today? People are gonna see me scratching my nuts on camera, bro.
Yuck.
Now that I'm thinking about it, okay, go on.
What I learned today, I learned that it takes 2 alarm beeps to wake me up.
Yeah, have you not learned this?
No, because the first alarm wakes me up, but then I'm like, nah, I'm still like dazed,
Course,
right?
bro.
So then I go back to sleep. Then the second one fully wakes me up. So I learned that about myself.
I do 3 alarms.
Really?
Yeah, usually, just in case. So
Mm-hmm.
I only do it just in case one of them doesn't go off.
Oh, true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If one of them doesn't go off, I'm fucked.
I remember one summer I lived with one of my friends. You met my friend Jerome, and I used to put two alarms, and then he used to get so angry. And one day I woke up to him just his fist.
Probably because you never shut them off, bro.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why.
You're absolutely right.
Maybe because I can hear your fucking beeping after like 6 straight minutes.
You can hear my. It's so annoying.
It doesn't. It's not that loud. It's just funny. It's like, how is this guy sleeping through this? But sometimes you go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
And it goes off, and it's
Yeah.
like, well, he can't. I can tell the situation right now. It's so weird living this close to people because then you literally get every single fucking detail of like movement all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's strange. How is it?
Yeah, because
This is your first time moving out.
Yeah, moving out.
It'll be interesting going back to the podcast we had when we were in Mississauga in the hotel looking for places in Toronto.
Oh,
you know
yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah, I need to listen to that. That was
funny
hilarious.
because that's a few months ago now.
Yeah.
That's the past. Like it feels like it's just.
It was so quick.
It's so crazy. As I'm gonna let you answer the question I asked you, but as life goes on, it gets quicker. I remember my buddy said that Kalen said it to me on the back porch. I'm like, nah, bro, you're tripping. But these past 2 years, I forgot I was 22 the other day.
Bro, I forget I'm 23.
Yo, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm 22. Like, I was like, yeah, I'm 21. It's like, wait, no. 19. Wait.
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
For
bro.
some reason, I
no,
still
I'm
feel.
not.
For some reason, I still. When people ask me, I'm like, I always feel like I'm 21. I'm like, yeah, I'm 20.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
You're
bro,
21. That's 2 years.
I mean, I was talking to Halom and I was like, bro, Halom, you're 24.
Poof.
What? Cologne is
dude.
24. Like, I'm like, what the flip is going on? I'm gonna turn 24, and I'm 6 years away from 30.
Yeah, dude.
Oh my god! You know how scary
Yeah,
this is?
crazy.
Like, I'm like, oh my gosh.
It's a blessing though.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I should be a part of me feels like I should be doing more crazy stuff, or a part of me feels like I should be
You know what that's called?
What?
It's called FOMO.
What's that?
Fear of missing out.
Okay.
And it happens a lot in the stock market,
Really?
where you see a stock going up and you have a fear of missing out, so you try to buy the stock, but you buy at the top and then it drops. So your anxiety of missing out actually leads you to a loss.
True, huh?
And I feel like that's just how it is in life too. We get fear of missing out of things,
Yeah.
but trying too hard to get into the things we fear of missing out on ends up being not the right.
You know, that's a funny thing, because that's what's been happening.
Not the right path.
It's not the right path, because I feel like when I'm looking about my last 2 years in university, I feel like I forced so much stuff because I had that fear of missing out. I need to be crazy in my 20s. I need to do this. But then when I look back at it, I'm like, what the fuck? I should just be me. Like, you know, I made so much mistakes at that time that I was like, listen, because I was trying to be somebody that I wasn't. And I was like, why couldn't I regret just not living, like, being myself? I was so I had this ideal vision of my 20s. I need to be that party guy, you know?
You need to fit the mold of what you think you should be doing.
Exactly.
And it's like, what the fuck is that? I was even thinking about that. Like, I was walking to school and I was listening to a podcast. I forget what thought or comment came up. But it's like, I think about it, it's like, actually, this is exactly what I was thinking. I was thinking about, it's gonna sound really weird, but I was thinking about, like, having sex with a really beautiful girl in, like, a fancy hotel room. I don't know how my thought got there, but I was thinking about something, but then I was thinking about that. And then it was like, there's two ends of the spectrum. It's like, there's that, and then there's this, like, love. Maybe it was the thing you told me yesterday. You had a conversation with me about yesterday. And then there's this, like, thing that I imagine that I almost crave, that I make up the scene in my brain that I've never actually felt. Just like the beautiful girl in the hotel, you know, just like that scene. I've never experienced that or felt, but I know of it because I've been told of it. You know what I mean? And same with that. And it's like, which one do I really want? And they're both, except the love one. I've felt things in my life that I feel like could be that ecstasy, you know what I mean? Like that greatest high. But the other one is just totally a picture that's just built from things that have come from outside of me.
Exactly.
And I thought about that, and I don't know what we were just talking about. What were we just talking about? What made me think of that?
No, it was just because we had that conversation the other day.
But why'd I bring it up?
Because I was talking about FOMO, how
True.
Right, and then
and that's kind of a FOMO thing too. It's like being young and like having sex with beautiful girls and living this crazy lifestyle. It's like you fear of missing out of something that isn't even, that you haven't even ever felt.
yeah,
It's totally created from whatever you think everybody else is telling you.
Yeah, it was yeah.
And it's like that. It's like a fantasy, but you don't know the feeling that comes with it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's strange. And it's a maybe what I take from that is that, like, that's just not real. You know what I mean?
I lived that. I lived that, you know, and I remember I was having a discussion with some of my friends, and this I don't know how the discussion went by, but all of these guys was like, oh, what was the craziest place you had sex, right? And all these. And I swear,
dude.
And I swear, these girls were lying. These girls like
Nanny,
on a
you better
yacht.
shut this podcast off right now.
Sorry, Daddy.
No, go on.
They were sitting on the yacht, on the floor of a nice hotel. They were telling me all these luxurious shit, and I'm like, dang,
and
what
then
the
you
fuck?
just think it,
I'm like,
and
what
you
the
just imagine it. You imagine this like beautiful setting with this thing that like comes out of your imagination because someone else has told you, but is it really what you think it's gonna be?
And I lied that day. I remember that. I left the car. I lied. I was like, shit. You know what I mean?
What do you mean you lied?
I was like, oh, I boosted. I was like, oh, I did this. I didn't do it.
Oh, true.
Yeah, it was just because like they were saying that like 40. What's your turn? I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
It was like pure pressure. I was like, think
but
about
that's
something
real,
40.
bro.
Yeah,
that's real, and that's respectably for you to say that. You know what I mean? Like I've definitely been in situations where I'm like, I just lied. And it's like, why the fuck did I just lie? Like, what am I doing? Like, it's embarrassing to think about because it's like, wow, I'm really pussy, dude. Like, I can't, like, I really can't even be comfortable with what I'm doing.
And honestly, I feel like that comes. I'll be honest, that comes from some of my insecurities. Because
but it's so natural. You know what? It's so natural, and I guarantee you, 99.9% of people would relate to that. I relate to that. Heavy, dog.
And then it was one of the girls that was in the car explaining me that she kind of liked me, but in a sense didn't like me. So she would like tell my friends, oh, I want 40, I want to do this. But the thing is, she's telling my friends he's perfect, but he's just too nice. And then in a recurring
like
team,
a messed up chick. So
in recurring team, so a lot like it happened to three girls. Three girls were like, you're 40, you're just super cool. I would love to do this, but you're just nice. And I was like,
there's got to be no.
But Evan, I swear this actually affected me. And I started looking to myself. I'm like, I'm too nice to girls, so I need to be fucking rude. And I went to this phase where I was just rude to girls. Like I would just I would just be so rude to them, and like in a sense like lost respect for girls, like because these three girls did me so wrong, it affected me, you know, really bad.
Nice,
I was like,
girls don't want you to be rude to them.
Yes, exactly. But then the thing is, being rude.
Not even game to that.
But this is some weird stuff. Being rude attracts girls.
Some girls.
That's what I realized.
But do you want to be attracted to
those girls? Yeah, that's what I had to learn in my life. Yes, being
probably
rude
not.
does attract some girls, but is it the girls that you want to be attracted with? And I had to realize that in later in my life.
It sounds to me like, I don't want to make a generalization, but it sounds to me like someone who's comfortable with being abused.
Yeah.
And it's like, you don't want to put yourself in that situation with someone because it's just unhealthy.
I didn't know what to do. Like they were saying I was being too nice. I'm like, I'm not even being too nice. I'm just being me.
That's the best criticism you could probably ever get.
And that's what shout out to Mike just said, the guy from Athletes for Action, one of my close mentors I was talking to, right? So he actually told me that 40. It was like 40 that it's like, why would you? That's the best criticism you should get. And he was just like, literally told me, he's like, you're gonna meet this wonderful girl, and you're gonna attract what you're gonna bring out. You're gonna meet this wonderful girl, and you're gonna be good. You know what I mean? But then at the same time, I'm like, fuck, I'm missing out. Like I need to be more rude. Like I need to be I need to be more.
It's almost primal in us too.
Yeah.
Because it's like we need to mate.
Yeah.
So we need to feel like we need to do to mate.
Yeah.
And if that's how people are mating, if you see the fucking, like, the animal instinct in you sees some people and how they're mating, you're like, how can I recreate that? And then that's what you saw. And that's what you try to recreate. But it's like, maybe you're just taking in the wrong things and you're probably just hanging around the wrong people.
But then the thing
You know
is,
what I mean?
when I was hanging out with this girl and I would recreate, I wouldn't feel good after.
Yeah.
Because I just feel like there was nothing there. I don't know. It was a weird. It was,
Toxicity.
yeah, it was like
It's a shame people don't. There's some people out there who don't like have real friends. Like I feel really bad for people who don't have real friends. Yo, Tekashi 6ix9ine.
No,
Yo,
man.
speak of an infamous case of not having real friends. It's just like it can lead you down so many negative spirals. Not having people in your life throughout your entire life to keep you in check.
Mm-hmm.
To be like, hey, 40, this is not good right here. Because if you don't have that, then no one is ever going to call you upon that. Because your relationships outside of your friends are all, they're all built upon some rubric. Like whether it's work or, you know what I mean? If they're not your friend, then there's some sort of case that encloses that relationship. So no one's going to be honest with you because that relationship is emboxed in whatever the social parameters are. So if you don't have real friends and you see like older people who don't have friends and they're so lost, like they're so caught up in their own thoughts, like they haven't had a time to question their own thoughts in the past 30 years. Because once you come out of high school, once you become a part of the workforce, you're an equal now. You know what I mean? You don't have teachers or anyone trying to give you guidance or discipline. And then once you don't have friends who don't try to lead you in the better path, then you're lost at sea. You know what I mean? And you can't pick your parents, so your parents might be good or bad for you. So that's why you need to have good friends, because that's the only. Even Gary Vaynerchuk said. Yeah. He said to some kid, he's like, find friends that boost you up. Just that's all you need. Find friends that give you confidence. If you don't have any, find people around you that will give you some. And it's like, that's a good point. Surround yourself with it. And I thank so many of my friends for giving me, like, boosting my confidence, and I appreciate it so much.
I feel like I always had good friends, but through that stage of that Fomo that you're taking is, I switched up my friends completely because I wanted to be that person, right? And I started hanging out with a totally 360 different form of friends, right? And within that, it was just like, I don't know, like, because you're talking this and it's just reminiscing. I'm really telling me this. I'm just thinking about, oh my God, that was right. Yeah. And I'm just connecting all the dots. And I was seeing myself, and it was like, I didn't think I had a problem or anything. But it was just like, hang out with them, like, totally, like, I became another person. And it's crazy how your friends can literally can be such a amazingly impactful people in your life. Incredibly
impactful.
Like at a point,
mind-blowingly.
At a point too, I was pretty. I'm not gonna brag, you know what I mean? I'm a pretty good student, you know, and stuff. And some of my friends were not getting my friends at that time. My friends were not getting the good grades at that time. So I felt the need to get bad grades with them to understand. Yeah. Really? So I would not study. I would hang out with them all night, don't do anything. And like I was.
And did you consciously mean to do that?
Yeah.
Or was it subconscious?
It was subconsciously and conscious. Like I think it was both. Yeah. Because sometimes I knew I should be studying there. I'm like, I'm gonna go hang out with them and do nothing and just not do nothing. Or subconsciously I'm trying to study. It's like, yo, they call me. Wait, you trying to study? Just come over. Let's go get a beer. Yeah. Like I'll pick you up. You know what I mean? And I'm like, you know what? Like you know, I'm in my 20s. You know what? I need to live up. Yeah. You know, because I'm like, I've been studying all my life. I know I just been okay all the time. You know, so I left, right? And it was crazy that some of my friends, my real friends, that I would think that kind of crazy, like Kevin and them. I love them.
Just party hard.
They party hard. They're like, bro, you're going too crazy, 40, right? So
they noticed you were switching up.
Yeah.
And that's why they're there. That's why Kevin is so important, because Kevin pulled you out of that sunken place. Kevin was the one who had the light at the fucking top of the mountain, and he's like, 40,
but
40,
take in this.
Yeah.
Those group of friends told me that he's not our good friends, and they put me against it, and like, you know what I mean? And like, I don't like his energy. I don't like this and everything.
You gotta cut the grass, bro.
Yeah. And I listened to them, so I like kind of cut off them for a certain period of time because I didn't like what he was telling me. Interesting, right? All on that idea that I need to live up my life.
And it shows you how easily you can slip into that without even noticing.
That's why I feel so bad for Tekashi 6ix9ine, because I see myself. You know what I mean? I did stupid mistakes like him, just trying to be cool with the friends. Well, not as big as him, obviously, not. But
I think you're less of an idiot than him.
In a small circle, and I had parents that would guide me, right? Good parents that guide me. If I didn't have my parents trying to guide me, and my sisters and them trying to guide me and everything like that, the flip, bro.
Yeah,
it would have been a totally different play. I would never even started the Inside Source podcast.
And you can like. I went to school to work on a project with a young woman, and she's like 20 years old, and you can just tell who grew up in like a good support system. You can just tell, like, in the first moment, I was like, wow, you are strong and confident. I can tell that your parents instilled that in you. You know what I mean? It's an interest. It sets you apart. I was reading the book Outliers, and it's like there are these factors in life that just either very much help you in your life, or very much make it harder for you in whatever you want to do. You know what I mean? And it definitely being not having a family, or having a good support system, or having someone who is like, you can do whatever you want. Like you are, you know what I mean? You can be whoever you want. I want to see you prosper. I want to see you grow, and I believe that you can. It's like that's rare. But it's power, and it's good, and it's like it's a blessing. Like, thank God for people who do have that. And how can you be that when you have kids one day? Because I feel like that's the X factor.
Honestly, I like, you're 100% right. Because now thinking about it, I was thinking to myself the other day.
One sec, the camera
go ahead. These guys are crazy. Well, yeah, you know, so it was like, so it was really interesting because I was thinking the other day, I was like, man, I really messed up, because during that time where I met that group, I feel like I was at one of the highest of my career. One
of the heights of my career.
No, because like school was going good.
How old were you? 17?
I was like 20. Yeah, no. But the thing is, like, first of all, I had an amazing job that were willing to like helping me and everything like that. So much more opportunities. I had good things. All my teachers loved me. Like, 40, you can do so good. One of my teachers actually pulled me aside, like, 40, you're the smartest guy in my class, but stop hanging out. You. But it's like, stop hanging out with that group of friends, 40.
Maybe you weren't so smart, but they were so dumb that it made you look so smart.
Oh, maybe.
You know what I'm saying, dude? And it's just like noticeable. It's like 40 is obviously the odd one that stands out.
No, because
those idiots.
Because I'm passionate about learning about everything. You know what I mean? Everything I'm learning, even if I'm not the best at it, I'm just passionate about it.
You're curious.
I want to learn.
Yeah.
And I always just, even if I get a C, I want to try my best, you know? But some of them
respect, brother.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I'll be honest, but some of them was just like, don't care about life, right?
Yeah.
To a point that I seen myself even like demoting my values and be like, you know what? Maybe I should.
But why? What were you searching for?
I don't know. Till this day, I started thinking, I was like, I don't know what I was looking for.
What did you see in them that you didn't see in your friends that you already had before?
This is going to be, you hear it first, but this is going to be, I felt like they would never, okay, in a sense, judge me and they will never.
Oh.
No, in a sense.
No, I totally get you.
And two, they would never. They would never go against me. In a sense, they would never try to correct me. And and that's weird because I know it's bad for me, but for the first time I was like, my parents been correcting, and I knew these kids from since I was young. Kevin, if I do something wrong, he'd be like, you did something wrong. Why are you doing this? You know what I mean? He will still have that family kind of instinct, like don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. You know what I mean? And for the first time in my life, I just wanted to, yeah, go ahead, do it if you want. Like I know this sounds so bad. Like, you know what I mean? But like, I know, you know how like the devil on your shoulder and your angel on your shoulder? And I was like, for the first time, I was like, let me try how it feels. This will sound bad, but I was like, let me try how it feels how it'd be bad. You know what I mean? This was really bad. You know what I mean? I regretted those stuff, but like, that's how I was thinking. You know, in my head, I was like, let me try.
But the first thing you said, what was the first thing you said? You said that they wouldn't judge you.
Yeah.
And it's like, yo, I totally fucking get that. It goes back to what Killer Mike said in that Breakfast Club interview. He said, I totally get that because I can totally relate. It's like you feel like you can be comfortable there because you feel not worthy yourself. So you need to be there because if you weren't there, then you would have felt bad about yourself in every other situation. You would have felt bad because your parents were telling you to do shit. You would have felt bad because Kevin, you were doing stuff that maybe Kevin would have told you to do stuff.
And everybody put me on such a high pedestal, like, oh, 40, you're doing this, 40, this. They put me on a high pedestal, and I don't want to. And I was like, I don't want to be there.
And you knew you could be there.
Yeah.
But you were just afraid of being there.
Exactly. And I don't know why.
Like what Killer Mike said, that sometimes people are afraid to be great. Sometimes people are afraid to be the best person they can be because they understand. He said the word divine, and I think that's a good word.
Yeah, I remember that he said that.
People don't know how don't want to show how divine they truly are because that requires responsibility. And that's scary. That's weight. That's pressure in your life. And it's like, I can totally relate to that because I've totally been in situations where it's like, oh, I don't want to go do that because I just don't want to be like judged. Right? I'm not feeling like, I feel like vulnerable with everything I'm doing right now. So I'd rather just be in a place where I can do that stuff and not feel like I'm being a bad person.
And at that time, I feel like alcoholism was big. I was drinking a lot.
Were you?
Yeah,
every day?
A lot. Not every day, but almost every day.
You weren't going to any
AA
meetings?
No, it wasn't that. I don't know why I was drinking so much. It was just that
you were with the homies.
Yeah, I was drinking only when I'm around them, and I would just love the feeling of just getting drunk and just not having to think about that pressure, not having to think about that.
Yeah,
not having to think about that.
It's an escape. Right?
You know. So like even on random days, like I'm supposed to be studying at night, they message me. It's like, "Foray, let's go to Montreal tonight." I'm like,
"Oh, that's sick, dude."
Yeah, and I'm like, I don't think it's a good idea because I have a test tomorrow. I have work tomorrow. Like, just called in sick. Like, I did it. You can do it too. I'm like, word. I called in sick. I went to Montreal with my car. And I knew my car was dealing with some trouble. So my mom was like, 40, you have to take it to the garage. Yeah. Don't drive too long distance because you have to take it to the garage. Then unless it went to Montreal and everything like that. That ended up fucking my car. But I don't know why I did all that.
But look, it goes back to what we were talking about with the FOMO. In the market, when you buy, you usually buy at the peak. And when you buy at the peak, it usually falls off after. You bought in at the peak. You said, yes, I'm going to Montreal right there. And all you got was a negative outcome from your car.
Yeah.
You just lost on that trade. And that's from the FOMO, right? That's from not being... And everyone goes through it. Me and my homie Jacob talk about it a lot because it's just such a relevant thing in our lives, especially being this age, especially being in the fucking world that Instagram and all this crazy bullshit. Like, it's just difficult. Okay, so you want to get to some canoes?
Yeah.
It's the fucking wackest
Ladies and gentlemen,
theme.
can I
Guys,
please
be
have your
yourself.
attention?
Yeah, shut up.
I've just been handed an urgent
Good
and
point.
horrifying news story.
We choose to go to the moon.
This is a momentous day for the United States and for the world.
It's just awfully good that someone with the temperament of Donald Trump is not in charge of the law in our country.
Because you'd be in jail.
Yeah, I love that part.
Yo, it's fucking
Hilarious.
best, dude. Yeah, how crazy is it? We went to the moon, bro. Do you believe that?
Yeah.
Do you actually?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Actually, no, I
Well,
don't
some
know.
conspiracy
I don't know,
theorists
bro.
I would like,
You know-
no, I
no,
don't see them.
I believe we went to the moon, but I don't think we saw them actually on the moon when they had the live footage.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, that was, you filmed that.
Yeah.
You're getting, it's 1969. You think you're getting a live stream from the moon? Bro, that's a 2001 Space Odyssey shit.
Right?
Okay, so for this first news, we're gonna have to enter a new place on this show. This is the simulation theory. 21 Savage arrested by ICE in Atlanta. 21 Savage was an illegal immigrant
From the UK.
from the UK. How crazy is that? He was never 21. He was never. I guess he grew up in Atlanta. Like how old was he when he came?
12.
14, 15?
12.
I don't know why this is not working.
I seen the thing 12.
12?
Yeah.
No, it was later than that. How can he come on a visa at 12?
Well, if you're from a Western country, it's pretty easy getting your
I
visa.
guess so. But at 12, like, what happened to his parents? What happened? Like, what's the story? How do you end up in Atlanta?
Interesting. That'll be interesting.
You know what I mean? Like, what the hell happened, dude? How did you pull this off? Where did the accent go? Dude, I'm so impressed with this.
Because he was actually born from one of the Dominica, which is an island owned by the UK, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and I guess he went to Britain and after that he came here. I don't know. The story's kind of fluid too.
Trump's out here, though.
The thing is,
Yo, Trump is not discriminating. Yo, I thought he'd only go after Mexicans.
he's going off.
He's going after everybody.
They sanctioned the gang.
Fuck.
They sanctioned the gang government yesterday.
The what?
Because the
The
gang
what
government, there were some gang people that lived in the States for a long time, and then I guess they didn't renew their visa and everything, and they ICE detained them and tried to send them back, and the gang government was like,
Make
yo,
sure you're talking to the mic.
oh shit, my bad. The gang government was like, nope, we're not taking them back. They're Americans, and then after that, they got sanctioned. They sanctioned them.
Really?
Yeah.
That's whack, dude.
If you beef with Donald Trump, you're getting sanctioned.
He's going hard, man. He's really out here. He's getting them. I can't believe why. Just leave him. Just pretend like it didn't happen, yo. Because you're getting his tax money. He's making millions of dollars.
That's the thing. I feel like on that issue, they should have been like, okay, listen, 21, you obviously your visa failed. You need to redo an application. Because he's making money for them in their economy.
Think about I grew up and we went to this place called Patterson K Lodge when my it's beautiful. It's like got docks and like it was just this little lodge on the river.
Mm-hmm.
And my grandma used to come there with my cousins and my aunts, and there was a family. You know, it had like 12 log cabins, and there was this like main eating place. It was beautiful actually. And there was this family we always used to hang out with, and their father never came with them because they were from North Carolina, and their father they used to call him an alien. That's what they used to call him back in the day. I didn't know what that was until
Wow.
Yeah, so he couldn't come to Canada, but he was a UK citizen, and he has a family. He has a full like family. He is prospering. He is living. How can you not just like look at that situation and be like, okay, here's this plan. We're gonna do this with you. You know what I mean? Like how can you not? Because they gave everything. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro.
You can do one of those faces sometimes. You're just like, it does not even make any sense.
Yeah. Well, anyways, 21 Savage. You know what? You know Lil Duval?
Yeah.
He said he tweeted.
He
tweeted 6ix9ine snitched on him, but it didn't come from me.
But the thing is, 21 was talking so much shit about 6ix9ine for snitching, and then it happened the next day.
Yo, maybe he did, bro.
Yo, all you artists better not be talking shit to each other because you guys are all under investigation.
Yeah, maybe the reckoning's coming. We're gonna see Nicki Minaj. Next one gets fucking arrested by ICE.
Yo, Drake is gonna be like, woo!
Yeah, Drake's gonna get arrested by ICE. We're gonna find out Drake doesn't have proper fucking paperwork. He's gonna get deported to Canada.
Drake's like, I come to Canada. Oh my god.
What else do we have here? I don't know if we have.
You'll free up 21, man. I feel you, man. But I mean, the UK scene is not that bad, actually. UK is not that bad. I mean, yeah,
I know, respect, man. Why didn't you just go back?
Yeah. Yo, go control that UK.
But I guess it just shows you how much better America really is.
Or that just shows you how a place, when you call a place home, it's your home no matter what.
Yeah, but he was calling the UK home before he went to America. So he called America home after he called UK home.
For example, I'm Canadian. You know, Canadian, this is my home.
Mm-hmm.
My parents lived in Congo for 35 years. They go every year.
Mm-hmm.
And they want to go back. Obviously the economic situation is way better here than in Congo.
Yeah.
But it's their home.
Yeah.
Their friends over there, their sisters, their brothers over there, all their friends over there, and they always miss it. They go back every single year because it's their home.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what, like they stay here, they love it.
Yeah, I got it.
You know?
Someone made a funny comment on the post, and it said, it said, oh, wow, I'm really pissed because if 21 Savage wasn't here, I could have been a rapper. He stole my job.
Who said that?
Like, good point, dude. He stole someone's job. 21 Savage stole someone's rapping job.
Oh, okay.
Like, he's an illegal immigrant, bro. Someone else should have had the opportunity
He's an
to
alien.
be the rapper that they know they could have been. I'm pissed.
Oh, man.
Trump's got to add that. So this is the Extraordinary Exploding Hammer Festival.
Is this for real?
Yeah, and I really don't get it. So they strap explosives to sledgehammers and just hit stones.
Where's that? In Las Vegas?
San Juan de la Vega. Look at how crazy these motherfuckers are. Celebrating a 400-year battle between outlaws and landowners. Look at that. That's like a full-on explosive. Look how close his face is to it.
Se hacían algunos truenos normales a lo grueso de mi dedo, de guerras, de balazos que había.
So they would reenact the wars.
Are warriors.
Yeah, this is Mexican.
I don't mess with them. They're warriors, man. Don't ever beef one of them. They're warriors, man.
Homemade explosives are packed onto the end of hammer.
Wow.
You guys are crazy. Like, what is the point?
Wow. It looks really dangerous.
Oh, of course. Look at that. Okay, I'm gonna rewind this. Look at how much stones hit that guy's head. Watch. How much bounce. You see what I'm saying, bro? That's crazy.
Oh. Dang.
It looks like you're blowing up beside a grenade. Crazy, man. I just saw that. I was like, I have to share that.
I can't believe that this is actually a thing.
Powerful warrior shit. So Bernie Sanders was to raise the estate tax to 77% for billionaires.
I'm worried about Bernie. I'm scared they're gonna kill him.
I think he's probably gonna keel over and die before they kill him. He's so fucking old.
How old is he?
He's like 74. I mean, he's probably got a few good years in him, but
John McCain was like 8.
Yeah, but John McCain had brain cancer, didn't he? John McCain's dead, right?
Yeah.
Rest in peace. But the stress of going through another presidential run for Bernie Sanders has got to just put a lot of stress and weight on this guy. Anyway, so this says, so for the 99.8% Act, so the 99.8% Act, I think that is referring to, oh, no, this is what it says. Sanders says this plan, which would apply to 0.2% of Americans, is intended to combat rising wealth inequality. I thought they were referring to the Warren Buffett and Bill Gates. You know how they pledge like 99% of their money before they die to like charity or whatever?
Yeah.
So it includes new tax brackets to tax wealth passed down when a person dies. Under the plan, there would be a 45% tax on estates between 3.5 million and 10 million, 50% on estates between 10 million and 50 million, 55% on estates above 50 million, and 77% on estates above 1 million. 1 billion. You know, that sounds pretty reasonable. Mm-hmm. What do you think about the estate taxes? Because it's like a big thing. Do you think the government should take our money when we die?
No.
So do you think that we should have an estate tax?
No.
So you think there should be a zero tax? You think all the money should go to wherever you want it to go?
Oh, like if you die.
If you were a billionaire and you died right now,
okay,
the government would take 700 million of that.
Okay, no.
Because that's the taxes you pay on your death.
No, I don't agree with that.
You don't agree with that?
Why? It should be transferred to your family.
All of it?
I think they should give you that's
that's
kind of rude. Get slapping somebody with a tax when they die.
But that's the thing. It's like where. Maybe it's just frustrating that it goes to taxes.
You should get taxed when you're in life.
It's like just taxes. They need to make sure taxes go to where people want them to spend it. That just needs to be. If people would be okay with spending taxes, paying taxes, if it went to people, if they went to things that people actually wanted to go to.
Mm-hmm. Like America, I know America has an aging infrastructure issue.
Build some motherfucking roads, bro.
Yeah, and the roads are.
It's a tough thing to call, but I would say yes. Because in my personal opinion, if I was a billionaire, I would hope I would do the same thing as Warren Buffett and Bill Gates and just give each of my kids 10 million each. It's like, that's plenty, guys. Figure out what you do with that. You know what I mean? You're good for life. You're not going to be a billionaire unless you build it. You can build $10 million. It's a great, but it's like, what's the point of handing over $1 billion to someone?
I mean,
it's just the accumulation of oligarchy.
True.
Continuation of monarchy, wealth monarchy.
But if I created a company and it made wealth and everything like that, and I wanted to give it to my...
But that's different. A company, transferring a company, it's talking about personal estate taxes. So it would be possibly... like cash or cash bank accounts. There would be separate contracts for if you had a business or a corporation. You know what I mean? It's not going to the government. The business won't, but his personal assets will.
But what is the government going to do that with that money? Are they going to invest
it? It'll go to taxes. It'll go to whatever we pay our taxes in.
But like you say, people won't have problems paying that if they know the taxes were being paid for the right things.
Yeah.
So until we can fix that issue, I think those government efficiency is that what we have to tackle, because we pay our taxes for our healthcare system, and I don't mind, because I know if I get sick, even if I have to wait longer, well, I know some waiting periods can be long, but I know I will get treated, right?
And you don't have any bills. Yo, I was watching this video of some lady who was getting laid off at Toys R Us. She's like, I have cancer right now.
Oh,
it's
stop.
Like,
I hate when you...
how fucked up is that? Think about that situation of just getting laid off your minimum wage job and being like a 50-year-old mother or 40-year-old mother and having cancer treatment, and then understanding you have to go to the hospital tomorrow, and at the end of the hospital visit, you're going to get a fucking bill for like $12,000 of one day. Bro, I can't even fucking imagine.
If that's what I'm trying to say.
Holy,
like, there's some things that
people kill themselves because they don't want their family to pay for their medical bill.
And these are things that
blow their brains out, bro. People put guns to their
Where
head.
people are just gonna, especially in America, people are just gonna have to sit down and really listen, guys. I don't know. To be honest, I don't know.
It's fucked up. I don't think.
I
Of
don't
course,
know.
we don't have the answer.
I don't get
We're
the
just
answer.
a couple idiots. We're just a couple
Because
idiots.
this argument's been done so many times, and I don't understand what is so wrong with knowing that all Americans can all have health care, affordable health care. I don't understand why that is so bad.
It's just so hard. How do we treat people intuition? How do we treat people to be able to critically think about who and what they're listening to? How do you tell? How do you tell someone is lying? Sometimes I feel like I can tell when someone is lying. How do you teach that to someone? How can you teach someone what information? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, there was a great Joe Rogan podcast he did it with Jack Dorsey, I think his name is, the CEO of Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
And you hear him talk, and he sounds like a good guy. And he's being so open about these issues. And it's like, we have no idea. Like, we're on the forefront of this Twitter stuff. You know what I mean? We're figuring out as we go, just like you guys are.
That's what he said?
That's what he said. And it was not concerning. It was very confidence inspiring because he was being very open about it. I don't know. What was I just talking about before the Twitter thing? Yo, I'm lost, bro.
No, we're talking about the estate tax and everything.
Yeah, no, but before that.
Oh, I forgot. How Bernie Sanders is old.
Yeah, an old ass motherfucker. Anyways, this Twitter guy will just hop right over then. He sounded confidence inspiring, but he was very open about the mistakes they've made and what its influences. Oh yeah, we were talking about being careful about who influences you.
Yeah.
And it's like this guy on Twitter was like, he's the CEO of Twitter. And he's like, yeah, Twitter is dangerous because we create thought chambers. And it's like, we are trying to actively figure out how we can not do that. Why I love Reddit, because it focuses, the whole media is focused on, the whole platform is focused on things you enjoy, specific things you enjoy, rather than a person, rather than being attracted to a single user or a single platform. You're attracted to ideas. So he said that it's dangerous because you follow one person and they have their own bias and thought, and then you just follow the same people within that group. And how do we teach people to understand, to put in the work, to be like, go look at other perspectives, go look there, this might not be true because of that. And that's where I don't know. That's why I don't know how we'll get there, because that's my question. It's like, how do you teach that?
I don't got the answer. I honestly, like, I'm thinking about it when you're talking about it, and I like how he's being. It's refreshing to be honest.
Yeah.
And that's actually something really interesting. And I never
Yeah,
really
you should go watch the interview.
I never see that viewpoint of it, but definitely I feel like the conversation I've read it are more fruitful than the conversation on Twitter.
Yeah.
I feel like Twitter sometimes it's just some bad energy.
And maybe it's just because it's limited to that amount of tweets. I don't even use Twitter ever, but people love it.
I tweet some inspiring stuff, so like today I tweet
shout out some inspiring stuff.
Like, you have today is the day you can change your life. I tweet stuff like that. I'm that dude.
A lot can change in a year. It really can, though.
Yeah, a lot.
Like we were talking about earlier. So let's read this headline. Oxycontin made billions on opioid as crisis raged.
Word.
Yep. So newly public court documents show the family behind OxyContin raked in billions as they pushed to keep patients on the powerful painkiller longer, even as evidence grew that the drug was helping fuel a national opioid crisis. Let's watch the video. See, this is all YouTube. You steal other people's content. I don't want to steal your ads. Steal other people's content and just clickbait it. And that's what we're gonna do with this video.
Click.
It's the game, bro. As long as it's good, you know what I mean? And this podcast is good. I don't give a shit what anyone says. That's the kind of energy
Straight
I'm
up.
on right now. Okay.
Dollars. We're aware of the complaint alleges certain members of the Sackler family, who are worth $13 billion, were aware of the dangers of OxyContin but continued to push sales. According to newly filed court documents, when OxyContin was first released, Richard Sackler, Purdue's former president and son of the company
Scumbag.
founder,
Look at him.
is quoted saying
Just
at a
someone
company
you
event
wanna
that the
punch
launch
in the
would be
face.
followed by a blizzard of prescriptions. The complaint also says years later, as evidence of widespread abuse of OxyContin began to mount, Sackler urged the company to blame addicts, allegedly writing in an email, "We have to hammer on the abusers in every way possible. They are the culprits and the problem. They are reckless criminals." Purdue Pharma telling ABC News the Attorney General has cherry-picked from among tens of millions of emails and other business documents produced by Purdue. The complaint is littered with biased and inaccurate characterizations of these documents. Purdue and the individual defendants will aggressively defend against these misleading allegations.
And they're gonna get away with it.
It's actually.
I guarantee you they're gonna go away
We're
with
clearly still in the simulation. Like how can you just like how can we?
They're modern day drug dealers.
But how can we like live in a world where like someone can just say something like with zero factual, like he literally just said it, and it's like, are you living in the same reality as us? Like you're not.
Education.
You're trying to manipulate everyone who doesn't understand.
Because people are not well educated on topics. That's why
How can you like sleep at night though? That's my question. Is how do you sleep at night understanding that you just said blame addicts, that your drug made you $13 billion and you're still trying to make more? And go to sleep. I'm sure he probably has to take one himself before he goes to sleep, to be totally honest with you.
Maybe he doesn't have a soul.
He might. How can he? He doesn't. How can he? Can you? Can you come back from that? Like, can you be forgiven for that? I don't think so.
Does he even want to be forgiven? Hell no. He's saying, well, aggressively defend all of those.
It's just seeing this $13 billion and then seeing stuff like Super Bowl reject that ad, that cannabis ad, that medical cannabis ad. It's just look at all the disgustingness that goes on and gets fucking.
Evan, they're gonna call it. You're gonna be if you continue like that, Evan, you're gonna be on Fox News and they're gonna start saying, "Look at this guy. He thinks he has all the answers."
Okay.
But what
Fox
this guy
News uses me for views, bro.
But what you little know is that Evan smokes weed, and he says it a million times in his
have some fucking
Do you want
reefer
your
madness?
kids? Do you want your kids to become like Evan and smoke weed? We're heading to a dangerous part in the era.
That's gonna be a great thumbnail. That's
And
a
then
great idea.
boom, there you go. And then your name is already
for madness with my face on it. That would be pretty terrifying. People would be like, I don't want to end up like that.
Yep.
Like, I get it. So OxyContin, fuck them, bro. This is pretty serious.
Pompeo in this way.
Pompeo announces withdrawal from nuclear arms treaty. So the U.S. backed out a nuclear arms treaty. Same with Russia.
Welcome to the new Cold War.
You think it's happening, eh?
It's already started.
I don't want to watch that video.
It already started.
CNN's fake news, bro. I don't know why I even clicked on that.
It's already started. Venezuela is the first one.
But I'm just so curious because I feel like so much of what Trump does is fucking. Wait, am I being an idiot right now? I don't know. No. So much of what Trump does is pro-Russia. What we see, anyway, pulling out of Syria, letting Russia take that proxy war victory in Syria, and then allowing Exxon deals to go through Syria, $1 billion oil deals, and then all of a sudden we see the U.S. coming out and saying we're backing out of the treaty because we see Russia making fucking bombs over there and not telling anybody.
I told you, like, Donald Trump is really an interesting character because yet his aggressive places, his aggressive policy all end up benefiting Russia. And if you look at all his policies that he does, ends up benefiting Russia. It ends up creating creating way more allies in the rest of the world.
Russia or Saudi Arabia?
Huh?
Russia or Saudi Arabia?
Saudi Arabia?
Yeah.
No, so the thing is with Saudi Arabia and him supporting Saudi Arabia, I just feel like, and him openly supporting Saudi Arabia, it made him look bad because the thing is Turkey.
Yo, it makes me trip out because it's like how deep is that deep state?
Saudi Arabia. So if we talk about
what when Donald Trump became fucking president, what did they sit down and they were like, okay, this is how you're dealing with Saudi Arabia. This is what you're gonna do, and if you don't do it this way, there's a lot on the line for you.
Yeah.
And because that's just what it seems like how it happened.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Because you always go back and look at his old stuff, and he's always anti-Middle East. You know what I mean? He doesn't like any interaction with any of those states over there.
Then he realizes that Saudi Arabia is the hand of America in the Middle East.
Who knows what? Who knows what got told to him? Who knows?
But because it ended up benefiting Russia, you know why? Because did you see the video after the Saudi prince tried to cozy up to Russia and Vladimir Putin giving him a handshake, and then Turkey basically said, you know what, it's turned to, which was historically a U.S. ally, backing away from U.S. and which person is he coming to the hands of Russia?
Yeah, like, is Saudi Arabia just gonna suck America dry and then dip and be like, yo, we're over here?
Saudi Arabia is I don't think people don't say Saudi Arabia is finessing Americans. I don't think the government is allowed to go spread terrorist ideologies and everything across the world, and nobody's doing. And that's what I'm trying to explain to you.
Oops, I gotta clap.
That's what I'm trying to explain to you.
Ghetto setup.
That's what I'm trying to explain to you. It's like, it's Saudi Arabia. And not every I have Saudi Arabian friends. Not everybody's like that.
But just what a fucking strange relationship.
But the state itself is messed
up. Those people may be the richest people on the planet. Undisclosed, they might have trillions of gallons of oil. And it's the oligarchs, it's the monarchies, it's not the peoples, it's that family. And it's like, that could be worth trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars. And they don't disclose how much oil they have there, because if they disclosed how much oil they have there, then that would determine the price of oil. And if they disclosed that they had an abundance, a shit ton, then it would make oil price drop, because then we would realize that there's more quantity than we thought it was. So it's less valuable per liter or whatever.
Oh, really?
So all of a sudden they control it. They control oil prices, and oil prices control the U.S. economy. And it's just such a fucked up, strange relationship that goes on within whatever system happens that I don't think anybody totally understands.
I don't even understand it myself sometimes.
It's just the oil connection. It's the money, and it's the guns. $150 million arms deals.
Canada did it. Oh, come on, Canada.
We're
even part of it now. We can't only blame the US. We did the arms deal.
Up, man. Yeah. Stephen Harper did.
And the war in Yemen too, and they're fueling the war of Yemen.
My buddy said that the reason we saw that MAGA hat kid thing was because of the war in Yemen. We had to distract from what was happening in the Middle East. So we had to focus on some sensational thing that happened in the United States.
Probably right.
There's deeper shit going on than the bullshit MAGA hat.
You know Kanye what I mean? West wearing a MAGA hat.
Exactly.
It's like
there's more going on than that. Okay, here do you want to just listen to like a pretty inspirational message before we end this podcast? I'm all about stealing other people's content and then, throwing my name on it. I figured it out, dude. Yeah, no. We're actually, all we have to go is up from here.
Let it roll.
So this is Ira Glass, a comedian.
Beginners. And I really wish somebody had told this to me.
Yeah, I'm going to replay it because I was talking.
Nobody tells people who are beginners, and I really wish somebody had told this to me, is that all of us who do creative work, like, we get into it, and we get into it because we have good taste. But it's like there's a gap that for the first couple of years that you're making stuff, what you're making isn't so good, okay? It's not that great. It's trying to be good. It has ambition to be good, but it's not quite that good. But your taste, the thing that got you into the game, your taste is still killer, and your taste is good enough that you can tell that what you're making is kind of a disappointment to you. You know what I mean? A lot of people never get past that phase. A lot of people at that point, they quit. And the thing I would just like say to you with all my heart is that most everybody I know who does interesting creative work, they went through a phase of years where they had really good taste. They could tell what they were making wasn't as good as they wanted it to be. They knew it felt short. It didn't have this special thing that we wanted it to have. And the thing I would say to you is everybody goes through that. And for you to go through it, if you're going through it right now, if you're just getting out of that phase, you got to know it's totally normal. And the most important possible thing you could do is do a lot of work. Do a huge volume of work. Put yourself on a deadline so that every week or every month you know you're going to finish one story. Because it's only by actually going through a volume of work that you're actually going to catch up and close that gap. And the work you're making will be as good as your ambitions. In my case, like I took longer to figure out how to do this than anybody I've ever met. It takes a while. It's going to take you a while. It's normal to take a while, and you just have to fight your way through that. Okay?
Respect. I just thought I like the Reddit. I was on the Reddit, the stand-up comedy Reddit, and they always have good stuff. I'm not trying to be a stand-up comedian, but it's just interesting being a group where there's a bunch of people who are trying to collaborate to try to help everybody achieve their goals.
Amazing.
You know what I mean? It's interesting. You throw any. Sometimes you get good little stuff in there like that, and it's it impacted me because he said, when you're trying to do something creative, you know you have good taste. Mm-hmm. You know what is good, but you're not quite there. And all that really matters is that you know what's good.
Exactly.
That's the X factor. All that matters is as long as you put work behind the taste you have, I think then you're golden. That's your ticket, right? But it does take a lot of work, and life takes a lot of work. I don't think we should be afraid of hard work, even though sometimes I am.
No, we shouldn't. You're right.
That's it, brother.
Yep.
Anything else you want to say?
This was a wonderful episode.
Fantastic episode. Another one in the fucking bag, man.
Another banger.
Another banger. London on the track. 21 Savage was British.
I got suspended. Ooh, you got suspended for chief and 100 blunts. 400 minutes. Fans all in the stands. They hands for Mr. Bennett. That racket over the net. Ooh, give me my tennis shoes, give me a minute. Ooh, I can't be taught and my classes already started. They told my mom I'm retarded, but that 10-day done in one night. Honda from a Hyundai, no tassel in the spring, but after summer I'm alumni. They took my nigga one night, and I was standing right there, an inch away from heaven, a million songs from right here, a step away from South by, a swing away from Cali. A hook away from verses, I'm a dad away from rapping. So at the school they arrested him. Backseat squad car nestled in. Shouts to the bitch, nigga Hasselton with his big show body ass wrestling. Finna see the 10